During the Del Monte's party, Juan formalizes his engagement to Julieta and makes it public in style. Of course, Julieta says, "Yes, I will marry you," and the celebration continues. Severiano confronts Pedro because he discovers that he has stolen from him, but he denies it. They end up in heated argument and Pedro earns himself a slap. Del Monte asks him to see him in the office the following day. They need to talk. Sarah keeps looking for a new job and she keeps getting rejected here and there for invalid reasons. She regards herself as overqualified. At some point, she's rejected and the other person is picked for the job just because the interviewer and Sarah's fellow interviewee are both Manchester United fans. Sarah is so heartbroken and keeps blaming all her misfortunes for this male-dominated society. Pedro doesn't really enjoy the party. He acts really bored. Mateo is also bored when he sees Juan and Julieta dancing. I think he is in love with Julieta. Let's wait and see. Pedro has an affair with a married woman who turns out to be a wife to his friend. They are about to be caught, but they are not caught. Relax, it's only episode 1. How will they be caught? The guy whose wife has been smashed asks Pedro for a favor and Pedro tells him that he can do anything for his beloved friend. Simon sees Mateo forcing a kiss on Julieta and he chooses to keep quiet and mind his own business. Meanwhile, Mateo is pushed by Julieta. Del Monte asks Juan to take care of his brothers and Juan doesn't really know how he'll do that. Del Monte tells him that he should use love to lead his brothers. Juan thanks him and promises him that he'll heed to his demands and they hug. I guess Juan is the only son who perfectly fits to be the leader. The others are somehow spoiled brats. Sarah gets stressed by the calls from the bank and then Deborah is also by her side telling her about the bills they have to sort out tomorrow. Her mom reminds her that being a feminist is nonsense. She should at least use her female power against the males and tread easily among them, but Sarah doesn't really want to hear that. She wants to be Mrs. Independent. She also reminds her to call Del Monte for help. Simon complains to his father for his mother's suffering because of his infidelities and he tries to tell him that despite all that he managed to be a good dad to them. He reminds him that everyone at least has some defaults. Pedro wants to talk to Juan, but Juan, being the new president, is somehow busy, therefore he has to book an appointment. Pedro is pissed off. He doesn't understand how that is important, yet they have been just on the same level the other day. Simon and Severiano Del Monte keep arguing in the car. The driver then realizes that the brakes have a problem and he can't control the car. They end up having an accident on the road. Scene. The car overturns and Severiano dies. Juan and Pedro arrive at the scene, finding Simon holding their dead father, and they all feel the pain of losing him. Sarah is at home and she remembers her mother's advice. She acknowledges that she needs Severiano despite the fact that he left her when she was young. Mateo, Modesto and Lucas are at the ranch chatting happily. Then they receive the news about their dad. They all cry. We skip to the funeral where everyone remembers how Severiano was good to them, especially his sons. They remember the great times they had together and they mourn him. Sarah is still at home when she gets